On a typical morning, the sun rose over Earth, casting its warm light across cities and towns. But something felt different. As people woke up, they noticed the skies were darker and the air felt heavy. News reports flooded in, announcing a severe crisis that would change everything. The world was running out of resources. Water was scarce, food supplies were dwindling, and energy was becoming a distant memory. Governments scrambled to find solutions, but no one had a clear answer. Panic spread like wildfire as people began to realize the severity of the situation. In a grand hall, world leaders gathered for an emergency meeting. The room buzzed with tension. Each leader had their own worries, and many voices rose in anger and fear. "We need action!" shouted one leader, slamming his fist on the table. "Our people are suffering!" Another leader, a woman with tired eyes, spoke calmly. "We must remain united. Division will only make things worse." Yet her words were drowned out by the rising chaos in the room. The fear of failure hung heavy in the air. Amidst the shouting, a young advisor named Sarah stood up. She was new to these meetings and felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. "What if we ask for help?" she suggested, her voice barely audible over the commotion. "The Galactic Council has advanced technology. They might be able to assist us." The room fell silent. Eyes turned to her wide with disbelief. "The Galactic Council?" One leader scoffed. "They won't care about our problems. We're just humans to them." Others murmured in agreement, shaking their heads at the idea. But Sarah was determined. "We are in a crisis. If we don't reach out, we may not survive. We need to try." Slowly, the room began to reconsider. If there was a chance, however small, to save their people, it was worth exploring. After hours of heated discussion, the leaders voted. With a narrow majority, they decided to send a message to the Galactic Council. The room filled with a mix of hope and fear. Would the Council respond? Would they even care about Earth's plight? As the leaders finalized the message, they poured their hearts into every word. They described their situation in detail, highlighting the urgency of their need for help. After several revisions, the message was finally ready. With a trembling hand, the leader pressed the send button. Silence fell over the room as they waited for a response. Days passed, but the Council's reply was slow. Meanwhile, the situation on Earth grew worse. Water shortages led to riots in the streets. People fought over dwindling food supplies, and panic spread as stories of the dark force approaching Earth circulated. Everyone could feel it, a sense of doom that hung like a storm cloud over the planet. Finally, just as despair began to settle in, a signal came through. The Galactic Council had responded! The room erupted in excitement, but the mood quickly shifted as the leaders read the reply. It was an invitation for a representative to visit Earth. The Council wanted to see for themselves what was happening. "See?" Sarah exclaimed. "They care enough to send someone. This is our chance!" But doubt lingered among the leaders. What if the representative didn't take them seriously? What if Earth's problems were too small for the vast galaxy to bother with? Despite their fears, they prepared for the representative's arrival. Excitement mixed with anxiety as they cleaned and organized meetings. Would this visitor bring hope or disappointment? As the day of arrival approached, everyone held their breath. The fate of Earth now rested in the hands of a stranger from the stars. Would they find a way to save humanity, or was this just the beginning of an even greater struggle? In the midst of uncertainty, one thing became clear. Earth was in a crisis, and help was on the way. But what kind of help? Only time would tell. The day finally arrived when the Galactic Council's representative was set to land on Earth. As the sun rose, a sense of nervous excitement filled the air. People across the planet held their breath, hoping for a miracle. Would this visitor bring the help they so desperately needed? In a grand meeting hall, world leaders gathered once more. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. Sarah, the young advisor who had suggested reaching out to the Galactic Council, stood at the front of the room. She could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her. Everyone looked to her for guidance, and she felt a mix of hope and fear. Suddenly, the doors swung open, and a tall figure stepped inside. The representative from the Galactic Council was unlike anyone they had ever seen. Dressed in shimmering robes that flowed like water, with bright eyes that sparkled like stars, the visitor exuded an aura of authority and wisdom. "Greetings, people of Earth," the representative said, their voice calm and melodic. "I am Alara, sent by the Galactic Council to understand your situation." The leaders exchanged glances, some filled with awe, others with skepticism. Alara took a moment to observe the room. I have received your message. You spoke of a crisis. Please share your story. With a deep breath, Sarah stepped forward. Our planet is suffering. We face shortages of water, food, and energy. People are losing hope and chaos is spreading. We need help, and we believe the Council can provide it. As she spoke, she could see the concern in Alara's eyes. The representative nodded slowly, absorbing the gravity of their situation. You are not alone in your struggles. Many worlds face challenges, but it is rare for one to ask for help. It shows strength. Some leaders in the room looked uneasy. But what can you do? One asked, crossing his arms. We are just humans. Why would the Council help us? Alara's expression remained calm. We see potential in every species. Your resourcefulness, your ability to adapt, these are qualities that can benefit the galaxy. But first, we must understand the root of your problems. A long discussion followed. The leaders shared their fears, their hopes, and their desperate need for assistance. They explained how climate change, overpopulation, and poor resource management had brought Earth to its knees. Alara listened carefully, taking notes and asking thoughtful questions. After hours of conversation, Alara finally spoke. The Galactic Council has advanced technologies and resources that could help you. However, we must work together. This cannot be a one-sided effort. You must also be willing to adapt and change. The room filled with murmurs. Some leaders were excited, eager for the chance to collaborate. Others remained skeptical, worried about the cost of such a partnership. What do you mean by change? One leader asked, his brow furrowed. We cannot abandon our ways. We are who we are. Alara smiled gently. It is not about abandoning who you are, but rather learning to grow. We must find a balance between your needs and the health of your planet. Together we can develop sustainable practices that will benefit both Earth and the galaxy. Sarah felt a spark of hope ignite within her. This was the opportunity they needed, but she could see that not everyone was convinced. We must give this a chance, she urged the leaders. If we don't act now, we may lose everything. As the meeting continued, Alara proposed a plan for a joint task force. This team would consist of both humans and members from the Galactic Council. They would share knowledge, technology, and resources to tackle Earth's crises together. Some leaders hesitated, still unsure. What if we fail? One worried. What if this is just a dream? Alara's eyes shone with determination. Failure is a part of growth. But if you do not try, you will never know what is possible. The stars are waiting for you. By the end of the meeting, a sense of unity began to form among the leaders. They realized that this was not just a chance to save their planet. It was a chance to become part of something larger. With Alara's guidance, they could learn to build a better future for Earth. As the meeting concluded, a feeling of hope filled the room. Together, they could face the darkness ahead. The real work was just beginning, and they were ready to take the first step into the unknown. After the intense meeting with Alara, the Galactic Council's representative, the atmosphere in the meeting hall began to shift. The leaders felt a newfound energy, a sense of purpose that had been missing during the chaos of their crisis. They were ready to embrace the opportunity to work with the Council. In the days that followed, a joint task force was formed. This team included humans from various backgrounds and representatives from different planets within the Galactic Council. Excitement filled the air as they prepared to meet for the first time. Sarah, the young advisor, felt a mix of nervousness and hope. She knew that building relationships would be crucial to their success. The first meeting was set in a large conference room with sleek, high-tech designs that amazed the human delegates. Alara welcomed everyone with a warm smile. Today, we begin a new journey together. Let's share our knowledge and find ways to help each other. As the meeting began, the humans introduced themselves, sharing their skills and experiences. Some were scientists, while others were farmers or engineers. Each person had something valuable to offer. When it was time for the council members to speak, their diversity shone through. They had different appearances, with bright colors and unique features, yet they all shared a common goal. On my planet, we use special technology to clean water efficiently, one council member explained. This could help you address your water shortages. The humans listened intently, taking notes and asking questions. Ideas began to flow as they discussed ways to adapt these technologies for Earth. As the day progressed, Sarah noticed something wonderful happening. The initial tension and skepticism began to fade. Laughter erupted as team members shared stories about their worlds. Alara encouraged everyone to ask questions about each other's cultures, and curiosity sparked a sense of friendship. During a break, Sarah approached Alara. "Thank you for bringing us together," she said, her eyes shining with gratitude. "I can see our people beginning to connect." Alara nodded, a knowing smile on their face. Understanding is the first step to unity. When you make friends, you build trust. That trust is essential for this alliance. The next few weeks were filled with workshops and discussions. Humans and aliens worked side by side, sharing techniques and knowledge. They experimented with new ideas, blending human creativity with alien technology. Sarah watched as her fellow humans became more comfortable with their new friends. They started to ask questions, challenge ideas, and even make jokes. One day, during a hands-on workshop about energy solutions, a farmer named Tom joked, "If you can show me how to grow crops in zero gravity, I'll be impressed." The room erupted in laughter, and even Alara chuckled. This light-hearted moment helped break down barriers, and everyone felt a little more connected. However, not everything was easy. A few humans still struggled to trust their alien counterparts. One leader, Marcus, often questioned the council's motives. "Why would they help us? What do they gain?" he challenged during a meeting. Alara responded calmly, "Every alliance has its benefits. We believe in cooperation. When you thrive, we all thrive. Our strength lies in diversity." Over time, Marcus began to soften. He observed how Alara and the council members genuinely cared about Earth. Slowly, he started to share his thoughts and ideas, becoming more involved in discussions. The other leaders noticed this change and followed suit, realizing that together they could achieve much more. As friendships blossomed, Sarah and her fellow humans discovered that they had much to learn from their new allies. The aliens introduced them to new foods, music, and ways of thinking. They learned about the importance of harmony with nature and how to respect their planet's resources. One afternoon, as the sun set, Sarah sat outside with Alara. The stars began to twinkle in the sky, reminding them of the vast universe they were part of. "You know," Sarah said, "I never thought I'd find friends among the stars." Alara smiled. "Friendship knows no boundaries. Together we can face the challenges ahead. Our alliance is stronger than any threat." With each passing day, the bond between humans and the council grew. They were not just allies, they were becoming friends. And in this friendship lay the hope for a brighter future for both Earth and the galaxy. The time had finally come for the humans and the Galactic Council to embark on their joint mission. After weeks of planning and collaboration, they were ready to tackle the crises facing Earth together. Excitement buzzed in the air as they gathered in the conference room, ready to put their ideas into action. Alara stood at the front of the room, radiating confidence. "Today we take the first step towards a brighter future. Our mission is to address the resource shortages on Earth while learning from each other. Together we can make a difference." Sarah, who had become a key member of the task force, felt a thrill of anticipation. "Let's do this!" she exclaimed, her eyes shining. The room erupted in cheers, a mix of humans and aliens eager to begin their work. The first stop on their mission was a water purification plant located near a major city. This facility had been struggling to keep up with the growing demand for clean water. Alara had arranged for council scientists to demonstrate advanced alien technology that could double the plant's output. As they arrived at the plant, the team split into smaller groups. Sarah joined Alara and a few alien engineers to inspect the machinery. The humans were amazed at the advanced technology. The alien devices shimmered with lights, and their designs were far beyond anything humans had created. "This is incredible," Sarah said, her eyes wide with wonder. "How does it work?" One of the engineers, a cheerful alien named Vora, explained. "We use a process called energy resonance. It enhances the purification speed by using sound waves. Let me show you." With a flick of a switch, the machines hummed to life, and soon, clear water flowed in abundance. The humans watched in awe as Vora and the council team worked efficiently. They quickly learned how to operate the machines and apply the technology to Earth's needs. After a few hours, the plant's output had increased significantly. The team celebrated their first success with laughter and high fives. As they continued their mission, the group traveled to a farming community struggling with drought. The farmers were desperate for solutions. Sarah and her team had brought along alien technology that could create artificial rain. When they arrived, they met with local farmers who shared their struggles. One farmer, an elderly man named Joe, looked weary as he described his failing crops. "We need rain or we will lose everything," he said, his voice filled with despair. Alara stepped forward. "We can help. Our technology can simulate rain by releasing moisture into the atmosphere. Together, we will restore your crops." The farmers watched with a mix of skepticism and hope as the team set up the alien equipment in the fields. Vora explained how the device worked. "It uses atmospheric pressure to create droplets. It will rain without clouds." The farmers gathered, intrigued yet doubtful. As they activated the machine, a gentle mist filled the air. Moments later, droplets began to fall from the sky. Laughter and cheers erupted among the farmers as they danced in the refreshing rain. Joe's eyes sparkled with tears of joy. "You did it! You really did it!" After the success at the farm, the team moved on to tackle energy shortages in another part of the world. They visited a power plant that had been struggling to meet the needs of a growing population. Here, the council had a plan to introduce clean energy technology. Working side by side, humans and aliens transformed the power plant, installing solar panels and wind turbines that harnessed Earth's natural resources. The humans were amazed at how quickly the changes took place. Within days, the plant was producing energy more efficiently than ever before. As they wrapped up the mission, Sarah reflected on how far they had come. "We started as strangers, but now we're like family," she told Alara one evening as they watched the sunset. "Together, we've made real progress." Alara nodded, their eyes filled with warmth. "This is only the beginning. The challenges ahead will be tough, but we will face them together." With a shared sense of purpose, the joint mission had forged a powerful alliance between humans and the Galactic Council. They had faced obstacles, celebrated victories, and built friendships that would last a lifetime. As they looked toward the future, they knew that together they could overcome any challenge the universe threw their way. After weeks of hard work, the joint mission between humans and the Galactic Council had come to a successful end. The cities now buzzed with hope as clean water flowed freely, crops flourished, and energy was abundant. The partnership had transformed not only the planet, but also the hearts of those involved. As Sarah walked through the bustling market in her hometown, she felt a sense of pride. Stalls overflowed with fresh produce and laughter filled the air. People no longer feared the future, they embraced it. The changes were clear, and Sarah knew that the hard work of many had made this possible. In the center of the market, a large banner announced a celebration. "Thank you, Galactic Council." It read, surrounded by colorful decorations. The townsfolk had organized this event to honor their new friends. Sarah couldn't help but smile as she imagined the joy of the alien representatives. That evening, the celebration kicked off under a starlit sky. People gathered to share stories, food, and laughter. Aliens and humans mingled, showcasing their cultures through music and dance. Alara was there, their eyes sparkling with delight as they watched everyone connect. "Isn't it beautiful?" Alara said to Sarah, their voice filled with warmth. "This is what unity looks like." "Yes, it is," Sarah replied, her heart swelling with happiness. "I never imagined we could come this far in such a short time."